Come ride a little train going down the track at the junction. Woo, woo, very cool junction. There's old Uncle Joe moving kind of slow at the junction. Woo, woo, very cool junction. I will return. Come ride a little train going down the track at the junction. Woo, woo, very cool junction. There's old Uncle Joe moving kind of slow at the junction. Woo, woo, very cool junction. I will return.
Message deleted. Press.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
Watch for a crash in Pensacola on West 9 Mile Road at Heritage Oaks Boulevard. Also a crash with injury and road blockage, East Johnson Avenue at Kipling Street. Slow on I-10 East starting at Virginia Street heading into the tunnel in Mobile. Slow on Highway 31 from Spanish Fort to Highway 59. It's an 18-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Party at your place this summer? During July 4th deals at Lowe's, save $80 on select Charbroil Performance Series gas grill, now $2.99, and get up to 45% off select major appliances. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Now, your chance to win $2,500. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. America. That's America. Enter it now at newsradio710.com. The Uncle Henry Show. Weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you for listening. I appreciate that very much. I really do. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Once again, here we are together. Just the two of us here trying to figure out what is going on. What has gotten into people these days, aside from the devil, in addition to? Telephone number, if you want to call the Uncle Henry Show, you can, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry at iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry at iheartmedia.com. Here we are together on a Monday, a week leading up to the 250th birthday of the United States of America. I prefer to call it Independence Day. And I've noticed that I'm one of the few. A lot of people just like to call it July 4th. I don't know why. I don't know why it is that numeral. They just seem to be focused on the numeral, the month and the date. They don't want to, I don't know why people don't want to say Independence Day, but that's the way I think of it. It's Independence Day coming up Saturday. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the fireworks and all of the pageantry that we can get on the 4th of July. And looking forward to appreciating the country, even though we are faced with numerous politicians. I was about to say numerous problems. I should have said, same thing. We're faced with numerous problems. Most of them are the politicians in the country. That's a more elegant way of putting it. That's the way I'm feeling these days. More and more disgusted by the people in both political parties that go up into Washington, D.C. and create an illusion of doing something for us when actually they're doing stuff for each other and for their donors. But look, what can we get into on today's Uncle Henry Show? Before I get into any of the news items that I'd like to talk about or get to some voicemails or things like that, I want to thank whoever it was that invited my wife. Yes, this is a story about my personal life involving my wife. But I'm not going to reveal too many personal details, and certainly nothing over the top, revealing or nasty. I'm not one of those people that wants to reveal all the nasty details. A lot of people live that way these days, and they just want to get their lives out there in front of everybody. But I do want to thank whoever invited my wife to the Viger High School class reunion for 1986. Now, my wife didn't go to Viger High School in 1986, and I was at a school way before 1986, but we somehow got invited to a class reunion of a class neither one of us went to. And nothing else was on the calendar. And so I found myself this weekend going to somebody else's class reunion. And again, it wasn't my wife's either. Viger High School, class of 1986. And I have to tell you, I was shocked to really enjoy going to somebody else's class reunion. You know, this could be, they had made a movie about wedding crashers. There was a famous movie some time ago. And if I remember correctly, it was a nasty movie, a lot of R-rated language in it. And then for a while, people started trying to crash weddings and have fun at other people's weddings and wedding receptions. Well, this could be the next thing, is to crash other people's high school reunions. Because there was no pressure, because nobody knew me. They weren't looking to see they probably thought I was the classmate that aged really bad. Oh, that guy. I can't even recognize him. He's aged so much. It was tremendous fun going to the Viger High School class of 86 40th class reunion. Had a great time. Now, I did not expect to see the former Mobile school superintendent, Billy Salter, there. But Billy Salter was there as a special guest, and he gave a big speech because he was the principal at Viger High School for a while. Got a chance to listen to Billy Salter and got to talk to him. I'm going to try to get Billy Salter on the show. I am, because he's getting close to 90 years old. He's up there in age, and any chance I get to have people on here that are really old, it's good. You may not like it, but it's good for you as a listener. It's good for you to hear what people over the age of 85 think about anything, because they can put things in proper perspective and context that you can't even unless you're over the age of 85. So I'm looking to get Billy Salter on the show sometime soon. Loved hearing him talk about his pride in Viger High School. I think he said that he has a Wolves license plate on his car because he likes Viger so much. So got to hear Billy Salter talk about his time as a principal of Viger. Also want to point something out that was delightful about going to this class reunion. This was the 40th class reunion for this class out of Viger. It was racially mixed, looked to be about 60% black, 40% white. Let me tell you that a whole bunch of racial harmony was there at the class reunion. It's different from what we are presented with in the media. In the media, we are presented with an image of people at each other's throats on everything, not just race and ethnicity, but every kind of thing. We're just all at each other's throats. If you look at social media and on television news and stuff like that, people are just at it. Nobody was at each other's throats at this thing. There were people of numerous ethnicities, predominantly black and white, getting along and enjoying each other's company. And I believe it's hard to fake it when you're there for hours on end, which unfortunately, well, I should say I enjoyed it, but still many hours of this class reunion was more than a day. Yeah, oh yeah, they like each other enough. These folks like each other enough. They want to get together Friday, Saturday, get to bed for breakfast for Sunday, all that kind of stuff. But lots of racial harmony. People just getting along, having regular conversations, and nobody was at each other's throats trying to settle any old scores. It was wonderful to see and wonderful to experience. So thank you to the Viger Wolves. Thank you to the Viger Wolves class of 86 for letting me enjoy the harmony of your class reunion this past Saturday, held in beautiful Saraland.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
Watch for a crash with injury on North W Street at Hardy Place. Also getting word of a crash with injury and road blockage. This is on East Johnson Avenue at Kipling Street. And we're seeing congestion east on the Bayway from I-65 to the Eastern Shore, a 23-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Capital One.
Capital One is a
All right. That guy was very enthusiastic from Capital One. If there's anybody watching on YouTube, hello to you. Well, wish you the very best. Whoever you might be. Right now, I'm activating YouTube on my desktop to see if there's anybody there to talk to. Otherwise, I will quietly study during the commercial breaks the way I used to back in the day, back before video. Well, this is as long as it's ever taken for the YouTube to be deployed. There we go. And I see one of our smaller groups. Very few people watching. On the Uncle Henry Show. If I lose a couple of more viewers, it'll be time to hang up the video portion of this. Hello to Richard Harvey. The Love Freak 69, hello to you. Bamba Big Man. JD. JD, I see a lot of Doug Jones. I don't see any Tuberville signs, but I see Doug Jones signs every now and again. Wonder what that phenomenon is. KP of shirtbutter.com. Hello to you. Larry Morting. Ben Griffin. Oh, I need to talk about this on the radio. Make a note. Ben Griffin has reminded me. KP, that could happen. I could do something. I never know when I might just flip out. I could just flip out. I guess I need to flip out from at the beginning of the show, and that would really maybe would help everything. It wouldn't be comfortable for me, but it might help the numbers. Oh, you do that, Ben Griffin? People make notes about you? You remind them of things? Yeah, I should make more notes. I've already forgotten about I had a bunch of stuff I was going to talk about, and I completely forgot about it. All right, going to be back on the radio here in about a minute. Oh, tomorrow, if any of you small number of people are watching tomorrow, I will likely not be talking to you during the commercial breaks. Tomorrow is the very first day of the new software. I've been using the same broadcast software since 1999. And I don't know, the man that was helping train me to use the new software was laid off last week. So no one will be here. This is going to be a train wreck tomorrow. It's going to be one. So I probably won't have time to chat with you like this during the commercial breaks tomorrow, but I'll have the camera on just so that you can communicate with each other and let you know where to find each other next online.
WNTM.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. If you would like to call the show, you can. 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. I've already had a couple of callers call in and hang up. And who knows? I always wonder what's going on their end of the phone. You never know. They could be riding off the side of the road. Could have dropped their phone. Might have been a mistake. You never know. Again, 251-479-2723, the telephone number. Hello, caller.
Hello, Unc.
Yes, sir. You're live on the radio.
Yes, sir. Man, I'm just calling in about some of your previous callers back in the day that I've missed, that I haven't heard about in a long time, and I wanted to know if you or any of your listeners knew how they were doing.
Okay, give me a list. I'll go down the list with you.
Give you a list, man. Dave.
Well, wait a second. Dave has called maybe once or twice this year. He doesn't call as often as he's. Changing times really got me out of some people's schedules, and so I think I'm out of his schedule.
I got you, and I think a lot of the callers want to know what Mr. Freddie, how's he doing?
He is. He has never called since I've been on in the afternoon at 5 o'clock. So now I think he's still around. I think he's still with us on the planet, but I don't know if he's still calling talk shows or not. Okay.
Man, I had a long list, but I'm having a little bit of a brain fart here. The elderly African-American woman, I cannot think of her name.
Miss Betty.
Miss Betty, yes.
She is another caller that would not make the transition to afternoons with me.
Okay. I think the last one was a big fella. He would call in all the time. One of my favorite callers that would call in. God, Lord, what was his name? I think at one point you said he looked like, man, what was his name? I can't think of his name, Henry. But
well, what
he would call in, and you would use little bits of his call-ins from time to time. Something about using pine cones for deodorant and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do not know who you're talking about.
Lord have mercy. Man, I had a long list, but I can't think of it now, Henry. That's my whole deal. But thank you, Henry. I'll call back once they kind of come to mind.
All right, well, please
Thank
do.
You, Henry. Have a good day.
You're very good. Sir, look, and a lot of the callers, you know, when I transitioned out of mornings and into evenings, many callers would not make they had just a different routine at this time of day. People have their own set routines at different times of day, and they couldn't make the transition. Other callers are no longer alive. Some of the Uncle Henry Show callers have just passed on. And there are a few that I suspect are gone off the planet. During COVID, I lost a few that have never returned. And I've always been suspicious, wondering, did it get them? Did COVID get them? But, sir, if you can think of any more, I would be glad to tell you. You can just call in, and I'd be glad to tell you that I don't know what's happened to them. 251-479-2723, the telephone number. That's 251-479-2723. One of the callers that I really wish I could find out a definitive answer on was a guy named Bill that used to call about 10, 15 years ago. Loved his phone calls. But I believe his health took a downturn. I have spent time, and I'll get off this topic, callers. I mean, listeners, I apologize for going on about this. There have been days where I've tried to track down obituaries for callers. And whenever I can't find them, I get happy. Couldn't find them in the obits. Good. All right, 251-479-2723, the telephone number. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Now, before I forget about this, Saturday night, it was the finals of the America's Distinguished Young Women competition in Mobile. And I wanted to just share with you the report on who won. See, I feel like that whole competition is not getting the attention it deserves. And it really does. I think next year will be the 70th Distinguished Young Women of America competition, formerly known as Junior Miss. 70 years should be a big deal, and I hope that their organization and I hope the local media will give them some more attention next year for their 70th year. But Saturday night, they crowned a new Distinguished Young Woman of America, also known as a Junior Miss. Here is a brief report on Fox 10 about who won.
America's Distinguished Young Woman of 2026 was crowned last night at the Saenger Theater.
And our 69th America's Distinguished Young Woman is California.
California. Now, we prefer to be a southern state, but we'll take the West Coast, especially over the Northeast.
California's Audrey Chin surpassed Delaware, Louisiana, California, Tennessee, Maryland, Ohio, Wisconsin, and Alabama's Mia Baumgartner to claim the title. It was the 69th year for the competition. The young women were judged in several areas, including scholastics, interview, fitness, talent, and self-expression. Chen spoke with Fox 10 News earlier today about being the winner and what the experience meant to her.
It means everything. I believe so much in this program and have met the best people. I've grown so much, and being able to represent such an amazing program that has fostered and nurtured young high school girls means so much to me, and I'm so grateful. Definitely just meeting everyone, knowing girls from all across the country and learning about their cultures, their states, what makes them unique has been the most rewarding and priceless experience because I've learned more about other people, about myself, and we've created a small DYW community within the 49 of us.
All right, she's already more articulate than I am.
Chen will return to the Port City in November for the Veterans Day Parade, luncheons, and activities. She'll also be back for the 70th National Finals.
All right, very good. So next year, looking forward to I wonder if they'll try and get some of the former winners and contestants to come back. I hope so. They deserve a parade next year. All right, there's more to come. I got a bunch of junk to get to as the Uncle Henry Show proceeds here. But first, a news break.
Watch for a crash with injury on North W Street at Hardy Place. Also getting word of a crash with injury and road blockage. This is on East Johnson Avenue at Kipling Street. And we're seeing congestion east on the Bayway from I-65 to the Eastern Shore, a 23-minute drive. With time-saver traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Staples Easy Deal Days.
Pat Nelly, good to see you. Are you asking me if I'm medicated? Yeah, every day.
Tech, chairs, custom print, school supplies, and more. It all ends July 4th. Staples. That was easy.
My wife gives me my pills with peanut butter.
Traffic tip line at pound 250. Keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News. East Bruton police are charging an 18-year-old with reckless murder after the shooting death of a 15-year-old girl. Police were called to a home on Evergreen Avenue last night. They found the 15-year-old with a gunshot wound to the neck. She was taken to a hospital where she later died. William Sanders is now charged with reckless murder. In Pritchard, the Mobile County Sheriff's Office is looking for answers after a shooting outside the Tree Barbecue and Lounge. Deputies were called Sunday morning after a Pritchard officer working security heard a single gunshot. They found Derek Hoffman in the parking lot with a gunshot wound. We're told he was taken to a hospital and is stable. If you have any information about this, call the Mobile County Sheriff's Office. Gulf Shores police are investigating after a woman fell from a moving vehicle and later died. Police say 39-year-old Jacqueline Chapman from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, was hurt early Sunday. We're told she was a passenger in a car on West Fort Morgan Road when she fell out and was found minutes later along Gulf Shores Parkway with serious injuries. Chapman was taken to a hospital but did not survive. Gulf Shores police are asking witnesses or anyone with info to give them a call. You can get your latest news and weather on Fox10TV.com and the Fox 10 Gulf stream. I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News on this iHeartRadio station.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Fox News, I'm John Saucier. The Supreme Court ruling today that states may continue counting mail-in ballots postmarked by Election Day, even if they arrive afterward, rejecting a Republican challenge to a Mississippi law. President Trump insists there is still a path forward for the Save America Act.
California, they're going to go for weeks and weeks and weeks. And you know what they do? They cheat. How many votes do we need? How many votes? That's why they take their time. How many votes do we need? Okay, here they are.
Federal law already prohibits non-citizens from voting in federal elections. The Trump administration expected to continue talks with Iran after exchanging blows over the weekend. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
We need an all-hands-on-deck classified briefing for the entirety of the House of Representatives and the entirety of the Senate.
White House officials said they're hopeful for a deal with Iran. America's listening to Fox News.
All right, well, I'm glad it wasn't Chuck Schumer. Hello to Cowboy Sunflower. All right, let's see. What can I tell you? Going to be back on the radio here in about 2.5 minutes. Let me see what I can tell you about. I did look at the weird news today. In China, again, this is another one of those stories out of China where I don't know if it's real, because how would I know? But allegedly in China, people are selling the rights to their faces for use in AI videos. They are selling the rights to their own faces. One actress said she was offered $75 to use her face for a year. And in China, there's a huge market right now for AI-made short dramas, brief little shows, and people are selling their faces to be a part of these new micro dramas. Let's see. There have been 128,000 micro dramas launched in the first quarter of this year, generated by AI. And if they use your face without your permission, they can get in trouble, I think. And so they're paying about $75 Now, I could use $75. I could always use $75. I wonder if I could sell my face in China. I can't imagine trying to make these things in China and go and find people and buy their faces. Well, you're actually renting their faces.
Job is to understand those rights.
Left or right?
To put a righteous government in that understands its scope to protect those.
Just get it right.
Dig those words back up because it's the greatest thing man could ever do.
Glenn Beck. Weekday mornings at 8 on WNTM.
It says the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. You can hear me on FM radio Monday through Friday playing country music on 95 KSJ. Tomorrow on 95 KSJ, I'll have your chance to win tickets to Waterville, USA and Gulf Shores. Waterville, USA and Gulf Shores celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. Your chance to win Waterville tickets comes right around 11:15 tomorrow morning, right after 11 a.m. on 95 KSJ. Telephone number here for the Uncle Henry Show, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Hello, caller.
Hello, Henry.
Yes, sir. You are live on the radio.
Hey, man, yeah, it was me that I called just a little while ago talking about the different callers that I missed.
Yeah?
I finally remember the one is Bill, Mr. Bill.
Bill, I have no idea if he's still alive or not, but he stopped calling many, many years ago. The last time I saw him in person was about a year before the pandemic. I saw him in a parking lot right off Lott Road.
I remember you had said that he looked like, I can't remember, you kind of, like some kind of a guitar player or something. You said he looked like something. I don't know. But, yeah, I miss him.
Well, I do, too.
The very last caller that I miss is the very odd trans caller that used to call about Leanna. They'd be like, hello, Leanna. Do you remember her or that?
I'm not sure if I know who you're talking about.
Man, you got to remember. Back in the day, she got, hey, Leanna, would have that really weird voice.
Let me stay on the phone.
Please look it up.
I'm looking up. Let me ask. I'm going to play something down the phone line to you.
Even 69-year-old Chris, I remember back in the day, said that he missed that caller. Because this was like early days, Uncle Henry, and it was like a very odd, trans-sounding person that would call in regularly.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a clip of that caller you're talking about.
Please do. Yeah, it was great.
I'm coming up short here.
Digging deep there.
Yeah,
at the times it was absolutely hilarious, and I do remember. I do know that 69-year-old Chris remembers as well, because I remember him saying that he misses that caller. This was like early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah, I remember I think I remember the caller you're talking about. Well, let me hear let me play this down the phone line and say, is this the voice?
Yes.
Oh, Bill's got the love of Oleana. Oh,
that is it. That's good. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was a weird call.
Yeah, man. Do you have more?
No, I think I had 2 other clips, and I don't know where they are because it's been. I mean, that phone call was back in 2005, and most of them were before 2005, and a lot of those clips are gone.
Right on, man. Do you remember a caller in cricket?
No.
Cricket was another oddball caller that would do like these weird poems and stuff. And
oh wait, I found another clip from the weird caller. Here, I'm going to play it down the phone line to you. This is he was calling about City Councilman Ben Brooks.
Okay, let's go.
Here you go.
Good job, Ben Brooks.
See, he was just a small, but he liked Ben Brooks.
Good job, Ben Brooks.
Same caller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Sorry, I don't have any other clips of that weirdo.
Right on. Well, cool. Well, love you, Henry, man. I listen to your show every day for probably 20 years now. So.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
You take care too, and I will continue. Even though many wish I wouldn't. I will continue until I'm thrown out of here or I collapse. 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Let me see. Let me get back to current times. Last week, Snake Trapper called in and told us about exotic roadkill where he found a ferret that had been killed on the side of the road. And Snake Trapper was explaining how rare it was to see an exotic animal like a ferret as roadkill. There is a follow-up. Yes, there's a follow-up from the Snake Trapper on his ferret adventure.
Hey, Uncle Henry, Snake Trapper. Hey, man, I seen on Facebook where someone was looking for their ferret Tic Tac of 10 years, Uncle Henry. Oh, man, the lifespan of a ferret is only 6 to 8 years. Now, they will live a little bit longer in captivity. So this one here was definitely at the top of its lifespan, Uncle Henry. Tic Tac probably wanted to get out and just roam the world, you know, especially if it's been in captivity all of its life. Probably seen its opportunity and took off. I messaged the person over Henry and told them where the remains of Tic Tac was so that, you know, they can close that chapter of their life. Man, I hate it when somebody loses a beloved pet, Uncle Henry. I've had a couple in my life that I still haven't got over. But, you know, that's a circle of life, and may Tic Tac rest in peace.
The circle of life. Isn't it wonderful how the Lion King has taught us so much?
I'm pretty sure they're not going to want to gather his remains, so this probably been about 4 or 5 days now, so Tic Tac's in pretty rough shape. But anyway, Uncle Henry, I just wanted to update you on that and let you know, put a name on the ferret. It's sad, Uncle Henry, but, you know, like you said, I hope they can find closure. You have a good day, my buddy.
Snake Trapper, thank you for bringing closure to me and the listeners that were wondering about the ferret and where we all knew that it came from someone's household. We didn't know the circumstances. We didn't know if the ferret had been rejected by the family or if it were missing and the family was frantic looking for the ferret. So thank you for bringing everyone closure on this. And thank you for your diligence in observing the roadkill in your community. It's something that a lot of us wish we had the time. Unfortunately, when I see things like that in the road, I don't really have the time to stop. Radio is full of deadlines, and if I stop to find out what is that creature that's on the side of the road, then I may not make it to work on time. But maybe one day, if I do end up retired, either by choice or by something else retiring me, maybe I'll be like you and I'll stop and I'll investigate every creature that I see on the side of the road. If you'd like to leave a voicemail, you can. 251-216-1976. That's 251-216-1976 to leave a message for the Uncle Henry Show. And again, thank you to the guy that called in asking. I know it was probably not riveting to anyone but me and the guy that called. But now he sparked my interest. Now I'm trying to figure out, do I have any other clips of that weird caller? And I'm going to go through a more concerted effort to find out whatever happened to Bill. All right, more show after the break.
We're seeing some normal congestion as you make your way across the Bayway east on I-10 from I-65 to the Eastern Shore. It's a 22-minute drive. At the Cochrane Bridge east on Highway 90, it's a 12-minute drive. And also at the Bankhead Tunnel east on Highway 98, it's a 9-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Beau Rivage, the greatest ferry.
YouTube viewers, hope all is well in the YouTube land. I'm going to bring up the desktop. I will likely not bring up the desktop tomorrow, as I'll be trying to figure out if I'm on the air. Actually, I may have to bring up the desktop just to ask if somebody's listening to the radio and can confirm that we're actually live on the air. And condolences, by the way, Panelli, condolences to you. Had a cat. Hello to Art, by the way. I had a cat for over 10 years. That after that cat passed, I would have dreams of the cat laying on my chest, because the cat sometimes would wake me up by laying on my chest when I was asleep. So I've been close to cats and dogs. That was a particularly rough one, rough loss, that particular cat. They're all rough losses. Now, let's see. What can I tell you about? I would like to, I don't want to waste your time here in the commercial break. Let me see if I can find some items. Going back to the weird news file, only because I enjoy that better than regular news makes me mad. Oh, I like this story. There was a, in Ohio, the city of Ohio got a security robot to keep tabs on a public parking garage. He was brought in with the goal of deterring crime, supporting emergency response, and giving the city a way to monitor the public space. And they've gotten rid of the robot because it didn't do anything. I don't know if it was lazy or broken, but it didn't work. I mean, it was functioning, but didn't do anything. Also in Scotland, there's a 38-year-old man, Terry O'Shea. He was caught driving drunk And he says, and he's been sentenced to mandatory traffic school, but he will not go to traffic school unless he can bring his emotional support lizard. And it is registered and has a special emotional support animal card. The authorities do not want to allow him to bring his lizard to traffic school. It is a bearded dragon.
Clay and Buck, weekdays at 11 on News Radio 710 WNTM. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app, now #1 for podcasting. This is News Radio 710 WNTM, an iHeartRadio station.
Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. It is 5:50. We have news headlines coming up in 10 minutes, followed by more Uncle Henry Show. Hello, caller.
Hey,
Hello, you are live on the radio.
Hey, this call's really for Pat and Ellie, so you're just going to have to let me run with it, okay?
Okay.
I got a joke for you.
Okay.
Why did the good Lord make it so that the split in your rear end goes up and down instead of left to right?
All right, why did you tell me, why did the Lord do that?
That way when you go to Waterville, USA, and you go down that big slide, you don't go...
All right.
Have a good one. Roll
You
Tide.
too. Roll Tide, roll. All right, that was the kind of joke I would prefer not be on the air. But at this point, what am I going to do? 251-479-2723, the telephone number. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Now, let's see. I do have more voicemail to get to. Let me go to a call from the Mad Trucker. This is about Tuberville.
Hey, Uncle Henry, LD. You know, I just keep seeing on the internet, Facebook, and that kind of garbage, attack after Tommy Tuberville. They didn't want no part of him when he was senator. They never even said a word about him. But now that he's governor, the rats
He's running for governor.
coming out of the woodwork. Boy, they want him out of there in the worst way. Well, let me tell you something, people. If you don't vote Tommy Tuberville in, the only other choice is Doug Jones, the Obama shoeshine boy. That's right, that's it. The Obama shoeshine boy. That's exactly what Doug Jones is, an Obama shoeshine boy. You know what he's for, Uncle Henry? He's for ripping a baby out of the womb. That's what he's for. He is also for mass immigration. He's also for unlimited EBT benefits. So you want communism, you want socialism, just pick Doug Jones. I'm going with Tuberville.
All right. LD, the Mad Trucker, thank you for your voicemail. Now, if you'd like to leave a voicemail on that topic or any other topic, 251-216-1976. That's 251-216-1976. Now, you know, you bring up Doug Jones, and I'm glad you did, because I see Doug Jones signs quite a bit these days. I don't think he has a chance of becoming governor unless there's some legal maneuver that will be done on Tuberville in some form or fashion. But so is there money to be made just running for office? Now, he got elected once with that Roy Jones thing. But he ran against Tuberville for senator and lost. Now he's going to run for governor and likely lose. unless there's some legal thing with Tuberville. Is there money in it? Is there a way that Doug Jones is somehow, does he earn from it? Is it to his financial benefit to run, even though he's not going to win? Because why else would you? And what is it about Alabama that we don't have the Democrats don't have anybody else to run? They got to keep going to him? I don't quite get it. It must be lucrative in its own way. There must be benefits I'm not aware of for running for governor at that level as the Democrat nominee. There's going to be some kind of benefit that I'm unaware of. But anyway, again, voicemail number 251-216-1976 to educate me. 251-216-1976. Hey, before I'm out of time, I'd like to thank a listener, Ben Griffin. He's one of our younger listeners. I think he's 40. Ben Griffin emailed me a meatloaf recipe. And I did make the meatloaf recipe over the weekend, and it turned out pretty good. It turned out pretty good. What I found to be the most unusual ingredient in the meatloaf recipe was a can of condensed vegetable soup. Now, it made it taste good. It really did. The meatloaf tasted good, but it was very disconcerting because in the meatloaf, I'd find the vegetables from the vegetable soup. So there'd be chunks of potato in there, kernels of corn in there, and there were even little bits of pasta in there. It was weird looking. It's a weird looking meatloaf. But it was good. It was good. So, Ben Griffin, thank you for your meatloaf recipe. And those meatloaf recipes can get really important when you're my age.
I'm Chad Pergram with the Speaker's Lobby. Congress could soon determine the future of college sports. A Senate panel has now prepped a bill to regulate college sports. It's a congressional Hail Mary as senators address name, image, and likeness for athletes, compensation.
Thank you for watching. I'm going to turn the camera on tomorrow, but I won't be doing a lot of talking to you probably because of the alien software that I'll be using. Have a pleasant evening and a pleasant tomorrow.
A nationwide payout framework is a key aspect of the deal. Lawmakers know that inaction could mean that moneyed major programs will simply outbid smaller schools. The bill also restricts athletes to one transfer between schools during a 5-year period without penalty. Advocates for the legislation believe it protects student athletes. But there's skepticism. Republican Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville is the only former Division I head football coach in the Senate. Tuberville likened the regulation bill to Obamacare for sports. With the Speaker's Lobby, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Anna's here from Mobile Bay Coins and Fine Jewelry. Anna, do you buy jewelry from the public?
Yes, we do. And we pay higher prices for Tiffany, Judith Ripka, James Avery, and Pandora.
Call 251-725-1590 for Mobile Bay Coins.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day.